Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Friday the 13th of December 2019. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I'm using the amazing Shadowscapes tarot for today's deck, and I hope you've had a really amazing full moon yesterday. Here in England, in Glastonbury, we were able to see it, and it looked so crystal clear. It looked like snow. It was so icy. It was absolutely beautiful. And I hope you're feeling the energy in a positive way, because it's very transformative. Today, some of that energy is still going to be floating around, because a full moon, it builds up. 11th, 12th, 13th, it wanes, it is full, and then it waxes, it's full, and then it wanes down again. So let's see what the cards have to say on this, because they always have their own take. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. The Page of Pentacles is a court card. He is just learning how to deal with the element of earth. So it's like a young woman or a young man going out into nature and trying to survive just off what the land provides. So the berries and the nuts, and having an owl familiar who joins you on your trip. Think of this really as the Page of Pentacles. You have to learn how to live your life. You have to learn how to make money, how to get shelter, how to get a roof over your head, how to get the money so you can eat, how you start to build up a routine that actually works for you. So rather than just sitting at home all day, having no idea what you're supposed to do, you will find that a new goal has now appeared in your life. Look at this. We've got the sun again. We've got this round circle. We've got the sun here as well as a stained glass window. And there we've got the moon. So it's very similar to yesterday's reading, where we also had two suns, I think, and a moon. So this time is about your identity. Okay, you watching this right now and you listening to this. You have the opportunity to relearn how to live your life. So if you have got to a certain age, let's say you're 30 years old, and you have always dreamt of having this magical life where you're on stage and you're very famous and happy. But, you know, it's the old saying that life happens while we're planning. I think I've said it wrong, but we make plans for our lives, and then life happens completely differently than what we plan, and it's completely out of our control. Once you realize that, and once you realize that part of the problem is you, so if certain things haven't come true, if certain hopes and dreams haven't realized themselves, then you haven't taken the right path. It's not that you're faulty, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that, for instance, you went that way, with your light, hoping that it would lead to good things, but instead you went this way, and that was a dead end. Because the Page of Pentacles is still learning. He makes mistakes. Then he becomes the Knight, then the King. So you learn through making mistakes. It's an opportunity to learn how to live again in a completely different way. And it's interesting because a lot of people say, you know what, I am 70. I don't feel like I ought to do this anymore or have to bother with this kind of thing. I've been there, I've done that. You know, and when you have that attitude, you close things down and you continue to be as you are. Most people only change when they really fall on their face, like when I did in 2010, and it's a matter of life and death. And then you have to look at yourself and say, okay, if I continue living this life I've got another 20 years left. Whereas if I change my ways, then I can live a normal, healthy human life. I can expect a healthy human lifespan, whatever it is. So you have the opportunity today to change without the falling on your face process, which is really nice because that hurts a lot. So the wisdom just sweeps into you. And the Ten of Pentacles is the card that shows you how you can have the most success in the physical realm. So you've gone from a homeless little kid wandering around the marshes and the swamps, and you're now riding the back of a dragon. You're holding a giant peach because they just abundantly float off the trees. The dragon is flying you home to your castle, and you're just chilling on the back there. Awesome. And it's all down to your will. And look at the purple around that, and look at the purple here. Listen to your intuition. Listen to the wisdom. It's going to take you from nobody in your work, and it's going to make you the top dog. Anyone today, remember this is Pentacles, so it rules the element of earth, and it has to do with money, finances, your career, promotions, transfers, your daily routine, whether you commute or not, how your life looks. Is your life busy? Are there always 15 children around? Or do you live a very solitary existence? Your daily routine in that sense can change. You can go from being very solitary to having a couple of friends in your life that you meet twice a week, for instance. And Pentacles rules the body. So if there's something you're doing, like if you have an addiction, you're able to say, I am going to live a different life. I'm going to ask for a reprieve from my addiction, and I'm going to live differently. And when you do that, when you become willing, first of all, you have to recognize that you have made plans and life has happened in a different way than you had planned. So first of all, you have to kind of be humble in the sense that you've got evidence that you're not completely in control of your life. The universe has a say in what happens to you as well. So when you have that evidence in your life, when you see it and you humble yourself to that greater energy and you start to work with it again, instead of letting it just interfere in your life willy-nilly, you start talking to it, that higher self, your inner self, your solar plexus, your power. What makes me happy? How do I want to live? Where do I want to live? As soon as you ask those questions and work with the unmanifest, with the invisible, you'll be taken from, a street busker to the Queen of Hungary, for example. Ten of Pentacles is the best thing you can achieve in the suit of Pentacles because it's the highest number. So it builds from the 2 of Pentacles all the way to the 10. So this has as much earth in it as is possible. So you really, really do very well in sorting yourself out from having no clout and no power to, by listening to your intuition, you become hugely powerful and you become someone who masters Pentacles, all the elements of that physical, earthy realm that I just mentioned, daily routine and work. Finally, though, we have the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords is very different. It's an air element. First of all, swords represent thoughts and thinking and decisions. And the 2 of Swords is usually a woman who's blindfolded and who's very defensive. And in this card, we've got the Moon. So this whole situation is governed by fear. Whenever a situation is governed by fear, you know that the outcome is going to contain fear. Whatever you put into it will always come out of it. Whatever happens during the process, that energy will always be associated to that product or that situation. Here, we have a tree growing, we have a swan, a symbol of purity and beauty, and then we have a heart dangling off the tree trunk. Then we have a woman who is defending that heart, and she looks more like a guardian than someone who's blind. And she is guarding her heart. And she's saying, I'm not going to get hurt again. I'm in a comfortable place now. I've turned from the ugly duckling into the swan that I want to be. Thank you very much. I've worked really hard to get to where I am in my life. My heart has been broken before. I've healed it. I've taken it back. So this is a day for those of us who've lived a little bit and fallen on our faces a little bit. Okay. So you've mended your heart and you feel like you need to protect it. You put a wall up because thank you, world. I have done the best I can. I've been slapped around a couple of times. So now I'm going to be careful. It only makes sense. However, the problem is that when you put a wall up in one area of your life, the wall goes all the way around and affects all the areas of your life. So you are willing and able to really get in touch with your willpower and to take practical action. But a dragon is over the top. It's too much. You take it too far. And you protect your heart. And this is interesting. I've never said this or never advised this. But today, be careful of getting your heart broken. Make sure you guard your heart very well, because there are a lot of powerful people in your day today, including you. You're one of the powerful people. And when everyone's sitting on a dragon, you can bet your life that sooner or later there's going to be a dragon fight and flames. It's the nature of the beast. So you go too far. So instead of being a homeless teenager and you are supported by some sort of charity, gay and lesbian charity for homeless youths, which is a great charity to support, by the way, and you get into school, you're really clever, you do your law degree, you become a lawyer. That would be the woman living in the castle without this oversized peach or whatever it is. What is this? It looks like a peach to me, which is abundance and just, when you bite into a peach and it's soft and juicy, all of those feelings. So the normal way would be for that kid to really do well and be a lawyer and be able to buy the castle and live there with his wife and or with his husband and have children and do the whole family thing. But today, as I said, dragons are involved. So there's too much confidence, if anything. So guard yourself. They're going to protect your heart. Don't today reveal your deepest, darkest secrets to someone. They might betray you or use it against you. Be a little bit clever with wearing your heart on your sleeve. There are some people out there who will take advantage of that. And today, even people who usually wouldn't take advantage of it are really in touch with their ego and they feel the power. The solar plexus is control. So it extends today, not just control of the self, but it's control of the entire area. So a lot of controlling people around. You saying, Oh, I was so heartbroken in 2017. I really still haven't recovered from that. Someone is going to use that against you and is going to, for instance, do something really cruel, like set you up on a date with someone who's already in a relationship just to hammer home the fact to you that you're undateable. Mean, right? People do things like that, and it seems terrible, and it is terrible. And when you speak to them and you hear their side of the story, it's still terrible, but you usually see their side and you usually understand, or at least understand why they did it. So don't be a fool today. Make sure you guard your inner sanctum, your inner holy space within you, and you make sure that no one controls you, no one has power over you. If you're being transferred today and you don't want to go to the place, if you're working in Shrewsbury and you're being moved to Aberystwyth and you don't want to live in Wales, you want to live in England, Shrewsbury, then that is the outside world and your boss trying to control you. And if you don't want to go, you have a hard choice to make then. Either negotiate, please, I don't want to go. Well, that's more like begging. And that's going to please the dragon. And then your inner dragon is going to be annoyed and say, look at him. He's taking pleasure in my misfortune. I'm going to get that guy back. It's a combative day. It's a conflict-filled day. There's a lot of power. Everyone wanting what they want and having a sense of there isn't enough. There's more than enough to go around. I would focus on yourself and how to nurture the love inside of you so that it doesn't need defending anymore, because the heart expands to such a big size. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it overtakes the card and this whole table, and it's just a giant heart, and everything is filled with love. And when you start talking to yourself, your heart, this is the best day. This is the best opportunity to do it, because the moon makes you very intuitive. Thoughts are razor sharp. Look at your heart. Ask yourself, what do I love? How can I love? How can I expand my love? How can I love more? How can I feel the love from another person? How can I accept love? How can I feel and enjoy love from the universe? How can I live in a constant state of love? Ask yourself that, and you will get the most out of the day. The page is a court card. So 1 and 10 is 11, and 2 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 4 is stability in numerology. It's Saturn in astrology. It's rigidity. It's the platform on which you can build your physical, practical life. So it's counterintuitive, but by going within and not taking practical action, that's the way you prepare to have success and abundance on this day. But if you're arguing and wheeling and dealing today in a practical sense and ignoring your heart and your inner world, then you're not going to have a great day. You're going to have a day filled with conflict. And that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just click on the button to order your reading. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.